What is happening, folks? Welcome to Hunting with Tripler. I genuinely think there are very few times in your life that as you become an adult, you stop having that feeling like you're truly a kid again. And I'm not talking about playing with my kids because that's like the best part of my day every single day. What I'm talking about is that feeling like you're being transported to your childhood. If you are a product of the mid to late 70s, 80s, early 90s, this episode right here is going to hit you right where it counts. And trust me when I say this, I felt totally like a kid again.
I collect so many things. Would you like to share this journey with me? I will show you the prizes I got today. So come along with me, come on and join in the chase. Yeah!
Welcome back, folks. Today's episode, I was going out looking for garage sales on a Friday, and if you guys saw last week's bonus footage, you got just a sneak peek of what I was up to. Fast forward to this last Friday, and I finally did a meetup with someone regarding some vintage Transformers that were in box, and even some G.I. Joes as well. But as I got into the house, and as I got to look at these items up close, things just kind of became overwhelming because obviously these were things that I played with. And I have some of these toys up here that I get to collect, but there's something different about being in the environment where they were played with. Kind of being transported back to where things all started as a kid. But it's like this house hadn't been touched since 1986, and that was sort of the allure of this place, and that was why I felt like I was a kid again. I walked into this place and my eyes lit up. When you're growing up, you always have that friend who has different stuff, different toys. And when you'd go over to their house, into their basement, and they had all their Nintendo, all their toys laid out, you just became somebody different. You became fixated on the stuff. It just reminded me so much of that time in my life. So in today's episode, it started off Friday garage sailing, and then it led into the 80s house. I'm hoping that I can do an episode in that house. I hope that I can buy a lot more stuff from that house, but it really doesn't matter if I ever buy anything or not because the nostalgia level from this house was at 100. Folks, you will not be disappointed with this one. All right, guys, so I want to express before we get into today's footage how not creepy last Friday's video actually was, the bonus footage.
Previously on Hunting with Tripler.
I'm gonna drive by his house.
Totally creepy!
And if you haven't seen that, check out the video tag right here. Turns out when I arrived, I mentioned in the video that, hey, I know this house, and then it cut to me inside the house. Well, it turns out I knew that house because I'd been in an estate sale in that exact location like a year prior. So this was advertised as a garage sale, estate sale. They had done an estate sale with my estate sale lady in that house, and I'd gone to it. What you didn't see is the woman actually came outside, and I was like, hey, by the way, I came to an estate sale in this house like a year ago. And she was like, hey, how you doing? I said, hey, I saw that you have a listing for some Transformers and I'm super interested. Is there any chance I could take a look? She said, absolutely, come on inside. She was extremely nice, and I guess I get a pass for not being too creepy. Even though my intent was to not be creepy in the first place, I was hoping to just catch someone outside, which I did, but I ended up knowing them, so it ended up not being nearly as weird as it could have been. That's when you saw me cutting the footage. It's not like I was gonna pull out my camera and be like, hey, I know you, can I go inside? So I only had my phone with me anyways. We agreed today I'm gonna come in there at 11 o'clock. I'm gonna check out everything. I will be taking you along for that, and I'm really excited. There's some G.I. Joes, and there's some non-box stuff that she hadn't even brought out yet. So I'm itching to get over there. Today is a Friday, and there are a whole bunch of garage sales that have popped up today, which is really weird because there aren't a lot of garage sales that happen on Fridays out here in Southern California. And I think in the rest of the country, Friday garage sales are super common. It's just not the case here. So we're gonna hit some. I'm taking you along for hopefully a few hits here and there, and then on to the main show. Stay tuned. How much is this? 20? How much is this?
$2.
$2. All right, same day, got my hat, but I'm gonna show you some of the items that we picked up at those previous garage sales. I got a Mac Mini and I got this for 20 bucks. This one is probably gonna be right around 100. Simply because it's one of the older models. It does have the CD player, which actually helps the value because a lot of people still like these, covet these actual models. This is a personal one for my son, but if any of you were out there looking, this is actually a pretty decent brand for kids' toys. She said this was complete, and though I'm not gonna resell it, I find this one to be worth probably between 25 to 30 bucks. So if you saw this brand, don't pass it up because it's a decent one for kids' toys reselling. A copy of Microsoft Office for Mac 2011, and this is the student edition. So this one actually goes for, I think, 15 to 20 bucks. A solid pickup for $2. Now this one is a little bit interesting. It didn't have the power cord. He said it works. It had some crazy numbers to it. I saw some for like $2,000. And I saw a couple for like 200. So I'll plug it in. I do have, you know, a 15 volt AC adapter that I can plug in here, but I haven't tested it yet. But either way, if this is a gamble, I'm okay with that kind of margin. So it's super lightweight too, which I was kind of surprised by. Now that first pickup was for this At Games Sega Genesis Mini. It actually plays Sega Genesis games if you want to. It's got a cartridge slot there. And I have sold this before. Some of the comps on this one with the box might be like 30 bucks. But the reason I got it is because he had that game in there. And this isn't worth more than like $20 used. But it was in there. I was like, yeah, you know what? For 20 bucks, both of these systems wasn't bad. Should after fees probably double up. So let's call this $40 after fees. And that's pretty solid. But now, folks, we're on our way to hopefully one of the best scores we're gonna have in a while.
Autobots, roll out!
All right, guys, we're back.
I could just use extra hands to get everything outside. I like literally have nobody to help me. You don't collect baseball cards, do you? Or know someone who at least does that
yes.
would help me?
Me. Is it just baseball cards?
Mostly.
Okay.
We'll know in a second. My brother has some stuff in his closet.
Okay.
Oh, I have to get the keys. We'll just go in the other room first.
Okay.
And then I'll get the key. You don't have to shut that door.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
That's my brother's personal storage unit.
I get it.
No, it runs from here to here.
It's full.
It's full to
All
the
right.
top.
So it's gonna be nostalgia.
So here,
heaven.
so look, this is a box of toys here.
Oh my.
That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, I told you we have the Nintendo. Apparently we have an Odyssey.
Oh, I'm immediately transported to my childhood. Look, like I want to buy all of the. I would make him an offer on all this right now.
But see, that the only hard part is it was kind of all of ours, but
like I would.
a lot of those games are like ones that are not popular ones too. So they're more sought after now.
Sure. Oh my God.
I know.
So
I really need to go through
There
this.
has to be a way. There has to be a
I don't
way.
think there is, but good luck.
Oh man. Oh man. I mean,
I
it's
told
like.
you ahead of time those video games are not. He doesn't. So what are constructs? Those
Constructs, I remember those are 1983 Fisher Price,
Yeah, they're
and
Fisher
I
Price.
literally just bought a big stack of them like
He's got
a month ago.
He's got 3 here. Oh, and I think that is some sort of a train thing also. But he keeps swearing to me. See now, like, what's this? Is this a Transformer thing?
No, this would be, let's see. No.
So I was trying to see if there's any Transformers in here, but this looks like mostly puzzles. So.
There's Frogger.
Yeah, but they
There's
don't work, and I
Dig Dug.
wish I knew somebody who could make them work.
What, they just, is batteries or what?
I don't think it's batteries.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it is, which
Super cool.
you can take a picture of them, I don't care.
I appreciate it.
But I don't think they were in it. Oh, that's some sort of a game, right? It says Warriors, Dragons. And maybe oh, look, isn't this a Transformer?
We might have a He-Man sighting.
Wow.
Let's see.
I don't know who the hell that is.
Yeah, that's definitely He-Man. Just one, but it's still. Oh, you remember those? Wouldn't those fill up with water?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that is just.
See, but like, when I look at stuff like this, I'm like,
That's Matchbox.
I like, I don't know.
Matchbox or Hot Wheels, one of the two.
So does that go to the...
It's cool stuff, and I
just don't even know. Like, oh, I do know though, and you can tell me. See, so your piece could be in one of these jars. It could be in a bin.
Right. Well,
and I promise that I will try to go through and like that's a whole box of cars.
yep.
I found it. So he's willing to sell that, but we're gonna have to look through it. And figure
Absolutely.
it out.
Of course. That's it. That is
Is that
definitely
all
it.
Transformers?
Let's see. Yeah, these are all Transformers. It's got a couple of cases. Looks like some,
And then just guys.
and then guys. Yep, guys. Different stuff. Yeah, I mean, and then he's got these cool little cases. So there maybe one of those pieces is in here.
Maybe.
And I mean, no way he'd be.
My other brother even said no.
No, I gotcha.
Which is weird, because he doesn't see like this poor guy's missing a head.
I have seen all of that before. This is not, can't explain it.
See, that's not Greedo, but this is. Here's Greedo.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell you are. But that,
Yep, exactly.
is it all Transformers? It may be other stuff too.
You can see it's the.
Oh, see, like, did these go with things?
Yes, they
or-
did. They went. All of this was a part of it. So
So at some point he had all of this. I don't know what could have possibly happened to it all.
Well,
This
I
is
mean,
the first time we've ever really tried to sell anything. Oh, look. There's a piece.
yeah, that's the. Oh, I don't know. Diddy Kong's racing in there. Look. How many games do you have?
Not that many, to be honest. I don't
Okay.
have that many. So, Scribble Knots, which is dusty.
Yep.
It's all dusty. Oh, so that's for my Game Boy Color, right?
Yep. Oh my.
Yeah, see? All this
Yes, there it is.
Star Wars.
Star Wars Racers for sure. There it is.
So that's weird. So the games are probably either in there or they're over there somewhere. Well, obviously Mario Kart's right there. And you saw Diddy Kong in there, right?
Yeah, Diddy Kong's in there.
It's weird that I don't have the box for that one. It's probably upstairs. You know what my sister had, which I can't seem to find?
This would be the coolest room to hang out ever. Like if I.
If you want me to lift this, we could see what's... Oh, no, I think we decided that there was like an old beat up something in there.
Man, my card. don't sweat it. Hey guys, here's what we got. Oh man, Jetfire. I mean, the box has seen better days. There is no question about that. But that just doesn't matter. This thing is still amazing. All right, we're gonna attempt to do a little bit of cleaning on some of this stuff, just so that it looks as nice as it can possibly be for as rough as these boxes actually are. But I'm optimistic that we're gonna make it look the Tiger Rat. That's what it's called. But I'm optimistic that we're gonna make it look at least a little bit better. And you know, we're gonna kind of take a look at what our numbers are gonna be here. So we're also gonna get these listed as soon as possible today too. So let's get this going. So I'm taking the styrofoam inserts, and you can kind of see inside of there, there's debris everywhere. I've got 4 styrofoam inserts. I'm just gonna clean them all out with the air compressor, just get all of the dirt and everything out of there. But as far as getting my money back, you know, I'm definitely gonna be profiting. I think that number of 500 or 600 is probably looking more like 300 or 400. So would I have done this again, knowing what happened afterwards? Absolutely. 100 times I would do it. If I wouldn't have had the experience like I had afterwards, then I would say probably not. But either way, we're gonna clean these things out and get them listed, so let's do that first. I don't have enough space over at my my picture station here. I'm gonna take a photo in kind of an unusual spot, but I think it'll look nice enough for what I'm trying to accomplish here. But I'm testing right now to see whether or not Omega Supreme will accept the batteries and power on. So let's test that first, and then I'll show you the backdrop I'm using for the photos. Omega Supreme takes 2 AA batteries. Try this again. Okay, batteries are in. Let's turn them on. Oh, he is on. No. 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 I cannot get him to power on, so unfortunately that does hurt. Now, I'm not exactly certain if part of that is due to him needing to be on the track. Maybe there has to be some something that kind of pushes up an assembly piece. I don't know, but couldn't get him to power on, and that sucks. So I'm using my couch. That's what I'm using to take the photo. I'm gonna turn the photo. I'll show you what those look like after I have done all the, the editing to them, but this is what it's gonna look like, just like this. And that was today's episode, folks. I know many of you might be wondering, why would he take those photos on his couch? Good photos don't necessarily need to have a white backdrop or be taken indoors, or, there's all variations. And this just represented space. I just had space on the couch, and the couch is nice, and it didn't look like it was bad. Could there have been a better place to take the photos? Yes, there probably could have been, but that worked. I didn't have to move a whole lot of things out of the way. It was ready, and I took the photos there. I way overpaid for this. If I had had knowledge that I was going to be, in the house and being able to see all the rest of the collection, would I have spent the $900 again? And the answer is yes, I would have. I'm not gonna lose any money on this. So for any of you wondering, those are in really beat up shape. They really are, and they are a lot worse than, my mind was thinking as I was looking at them. Because I was just, I was excited. I got those video games thrown in. Those video games are probably worth about $100 all said and done. It just wasn't a great deal. I just wasn't getting garage sale prices, let's put it that way. But the possibility that I'll get access to some of these other items is really, I guess, what worked out in the end. I hope you took note of some of the other items that I picked up in the episode, because at the beginning, there were some really great finds. It was Friday garage sales. There's not a lot of Friday garage sales out here. I found some good stuff. Just to give you an idea of what's coming up, I did go garage selling on Saturday. My intention was not to buy a lot of stuff, and I had a mountain of things. I mean, it was an explosion of stuff. People were just throwing stuff away. And that said, the sales this last weekend were absolutely tremendous. So I'm seeing an increase in my sales as we're getting from July into August. Sales are definitely up. I'm pushing, 40 items on Monday versus like the 18 to 20. So things are looking good, and I am happy I've stayed the course. Hope your guys' sales were really good this weekend too. Hope your finds were awesome. Of course, I'm looking at Instagram and all the other channels to see what you guys have found out there, and it's always refreshing to know that great finds are still out there to be found. So folks, if you liked this episode, if this 80s nostalgia really hit you in the right place, make sure you let me know in the comments. I want to know if that Zenith TV was noticed by anyone. Did anyone notice the entertainment console where the Nintendo was sitting? I mean, there were so many little Easter eggs that you may have not seen. Make sure you go back and look, because there's so much that I didn't point out that we're going to be spending more time on this episode in the future, because there's just so much to talk about. Thank you guys for watching. I genuinely appreciate it, and I will see you guys in a couple of days. Take care.